Puerto Rico is almost like this freshman year of college for entrepreneurs. Like everybody's there, they're trying to meet new people. It's a new place, it's exciting. And so I look at Robbie as like the sophomore or like the RA in the student dorm because he's been there for a while. And Robbie, I'd love to introduce you now, and we're gonna be seeing at least one of your properties, and I'd love to hear from you since you are one of the people who I obviously look up to and have become friends with that are really doing good things and doing projects on the island. So can you just introduce yourself, talk about why you're investing in Puerto Rico real estate, and I'd also like to talk a little bit about businesses because you introduced that you were curious and asked me last week, like what's the deal with that, like especially around opportunity zones. So yeah, let's jam a little bit. We'll kind of dig into it, and over the course of the hour, we want to just give everyone a really clear view of how and why you can and may want to invest in Puerto Rico, and then talk a little bit about how you can, like Deb said, get into it at this event. That's what it's designed for, is so that you can participate, be present, and see some properties like Robbie's and Deb's and a few others. So yeah, Robbie, take it away. Tell us why you're in Puerto Rico, why real estate, and why are you curious about businesses now around this?
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me, Chris. Yeah, so my name's Robert Creager, and my company is PR Consultants. We've been in Puerto Rico for 4.5 years now. I have done nothing in my career other than real estate investing. So I came to Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria, to find a place where our money would go further and the deals would be more abundant, plentiful, and profitable. We found all of that, and at this point, we are heavily invested into the hospitality industry. We're partners with many people on this call, so I just scrolled through and I see a lot of people that we've done things with, and I would say I'm quite literally, or at least possibly, the largest cheerleader of Puerto Rico in existence today. I'm a pretty big guy, so when we meet, you'll see what I'm saying. But I, I am here to promote and partner with people. We've been a part of the other two bus tours and have had a great time getting to know people through Osworks and through Ren. We've partnered with people from Ren, partnered with Deb. We've done things with Ashley and Chris, and I mean, that's our DNA, is to partnership. One of the things I love about Puerto Rico is this willingness to come together and partner. So I like what you said about it being the first semester of college and we're getting to know each other, but there's a ton of like-minded people who've come to this island in a very short period of time. And there's an abundance here of work to be done and ways to profit, and the tax credits that are offered here combined with what would otherwise already be, I call them deal of a lifetime opportunities. It just makes things that much better. It's amazing. So I've found my happy spot here in Puerto Rico. I've always been a high volume guy. We've bought and sold thousands of properties in the last 25 years, and we haven't slowed down coming to Puerto Rico. Maybe we've done less deals, but we're doing a much higher portion of the real estate market at this point. So I would love to get to know everybody. And listen, this trip that they're going to talk about, coming and going on the bus, and sitting with Ashley Tyson and Chris Cooley and meeting Deb Rosso, guys, this is life changing. I just can't encourage enough. Please come see what we're doing in Puerto Rico. You won't be disappointed. And I've been doing this for 4 years, and the biggest takeaway I've had over that period of time is that anyone who comes and looks at what's going on in Puerto Rico, I've never one time had someone leave saying, well, that wasn't worth my trip, or that wasn't worth the time. It's always worth it. It's absolutely amazing. I put out a YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel out there, PR Consultants, if you guys want to see what we're doing. But we cheerlead Puerto Rico, and I'm often showcasing properties for my friends, from things that we're doing. And so check us out, PR Consultants, and you can learn more about us and what we do. We've got a video out there this morning about this upcoming event, and I truly believe it's going to be life-changing for people. So I'm glad to be a part of it. The last thing you asked me to talk about is this opportunity zone, investing in opportunity zones, but specifically into businesses. And so for me, I think I had like this penny drop aha moment a week ago where it was like, I'm a real estate guy and we like to value add, invest and invest in real estate, tie it to businesses, and all of that is great. But where I think Puerto Rico might have an advantage over the world right now is investing in businesses that are starting in an opportunity zone. In fact, 98% of the island is an opportunity zone. So it makes it easy to comply. And so then you can tie these businesses that are being started in these zones with things like the Young Entrepreneurs Act and things like the Act 20 Export Services Act. And so I know that there's going to be a ton of businesses started right now over the next few years. And anyone who's going to become an entrepreneur and start something new or buy a business really ought to look into how they can set it up properly ahead of time using opportunity zones. And Chris, that's what I hope that we can really dive into, because I think it was this kind of aha moment that I had, that it's like, yeah, we can 10x, we can 20x on real estate, but what if we could 1000x on somebody's business?
One of the things that I said, Robbie, is like, properties, and there's been a big, the numbers show that through opportunity zone investing, real estate is the pinnacle, right? I mean, it's almost a 16-to-1 ratio of the volunteer reporting that's been done of, it's like $16 billion around there that's been invested in real estate, and and this is the last time I saw the numbers, but close to $1 billion in operating businesses. And one of that is this challenge because, there's the walls and floors and property lines, like in a business, they don't exist, right? So you have to figure out a working model that's very different. And also some of the challenges, right, are compliance, because, when you're located in a physical space, like we're set up, Osworks Group, as a qualified opportunity zone business. We are a remote company, right? We are based out of OZs. We comply, right? At the same time, like there are some real kind of creative challenges to face, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't do it, right? It was one of those things that I said in the beginning: if we're going to practice what we preach, we need to practice what we preach, So, I want to get it. We can certainly get into that, and that's going to be part of our event, right? Is talking specifically about OZs, but again, the broader brush here is like, why Puerto Rico in general, right? And OZs become a fraction and a component of it. But you had the aha moment that I had about 2 years ago, which was, I really need to do this with businesses. My background comes from the co-working industry, right? So we're putting together and incubating companies. And it's like, if these businesses can 1000x, right? Which is not limited, again, by the physical aspect of a property. I'm not saying a real estate deal is a bad deal, but that's one thing we also say is, OZ doesn't make a bad deal a good one. So there's a lot of learning in here to uncover, but this is a great example, and I wanted to share your aha moment with others who are maybe in and around real estate, that are thinking in terms of real estate, to also think about diversifying and how you may be able to invest in businesses too, right? So hopefully that's helpful a little bit.
Chris, can I add to that really quickly?
Of course, yeah.
And this is what I was talking about when we talked about the environment of entrepreneurs, and that is the abundance mindset there, right? There's a lot of people in Puerto Rico who aren't thinking about 10xing. They're thinking about 100xing, they're thinking about bringing it out. And I think this is one of the things that is so, the energy that's so contagious there. And I just love that you guys started off with that.
Yeah, it is contagious. And Deb, on the last bus tour, we sat next to each other and you were like, tell me about this OZ operating business thing, right? So like, that's just part of the value and Robbie's talking about. I mean, how it is life-changing. I mean, I'm coming down a week before our event and I'm starting to look at where I can plug my life into this place, because for me, it's great to see the properties and the area and the environment, but to me it's all about connecting with people, and it's one thing to say like we're going to invest in a place. It's another thing to say we're going to invest in people, and that's part of the spirit of the OZ incentive. And I also find that alignment is what draws us all. When I'm in a room with all of you and in person, it's like that energy is a like-mindedness. And I know, Robbie, you share that as well, so thank you for being the light that you are, all of you.